Okay, perfect. Meeting class is starting to be recorded. Come and sit on your mat, on your blanket. Change the cross of your legs today. Have your other leg in front. Roll your inner thighs down to the floor, buttock flesh diagonally out and back. Fingertips to the side. Roll your shoulders back and down so that you get the feeling of rotation of your upper arms, shoulders back, sides of your body lifting. Feel the back of your body, the front of your body, sides of your body, all lifting together. Feel that there's no sense of the back body being hollow, but the back body being full. Richard, pull your feet more across to either side and closer towards you to help your knees come down. Okay, then keeping this lift in the trunk, release in the legs. And remember, Richard, you can have something underneath your legs to support them. You know how to set yourself up now. Take your hands into Namaskarasana. Join the heels of your hands and stretch through to the tips of your fingers. Drop your elbows. So don't let your elbows and your shoulders lift. Release the upper arms. Release the elbows. The heels of your hands are towards resting on the base of the sternum. But the base of the sternum is coming towards the heels of your hands at the same time. So it's not that as you take your hands, your sternum drops back. You lift from inside the sternum to your hands as you rest your hands against the sternum. Keep dropping the upper arms. Keep your head on top of your spine. And as you close your eyes, let your eyes draw deeply inwards so that you can observe yourself from inside. Slow, soft, deep, peaceful inhalations. Slow, soft, deep, peaceful exhalations. We'll chant Om 3 times together. Take a deep inhalation. Om. Relax your face again, relax your shoulders again. Lift your spine, keeping the lift from inside of your sternum. As you exhale, release your head, release your brain, surrendering your brain to the seat of your heart. Release the back of your hands to your thighs. Keep your eyes closed, eyelids down, cheekbones down. Inhale, slowly lift your head. And then quietly let your eyes open towards the floor in front of you. Okay, good. Come and stand. Come and stand in Tadasana. Just want to check, those of you here live, who has a block? Just thumbs up if you have a block, a wooden block or even a foam block. Jennifer, do you have a block? Not yet, no. And Richard, you forgot to take stuff. Each time you've come, you keep on forgetting. Next time you come to studio, you must remember to take. Okay. Doesn't matter if you don't have a block, at least I know. And then you'll just have to be sometimes a little bit more aware. if you can get like like a dictionary or a big thick book, you won't be able to use it for all the things we're using the block for, but at least some. So if you go to get a book that could work as a block. The rest of you, Tadasana, feet together, stand, stretch your toes forward, your heels back, lift your screen a little bit, Romy, so that I can see more of you. Grounding down. Okay, Mariah, I can see now what you were telling me about these legs. At least I get to see them in real life now. That's it, it's fine. We all have our challenges, okay? Grounding into the feet. Draw the kneecaps up, the quadriceps up. Feel how you're going to lift the legs. Now it helps to lift the arms. So inhale, stretch the arms up, turn sideways now so that I can see from the side, and lift. Lift the sides of the body, lift the back of the body, and lift the front thighs. So Mariah, Emmy turned sideways so that I can have a lateral view now, and I can see. That's it, good. Now become taller and taller. Legs perpendicular, so careful you're not hanging forward with the front thighs. Arms up, Romy, above your head. Stretch your arms up, Urdhva Hastasana. Lengthen your waist. Use the arms above to help to get that sense of space without hanging the lumbar forward, Richard. Tailbone, buttocks forward, lumbar long. Rotation of your upper arms, Mariah, so that you're not closing the back of your neck. Allez, Céline, continue avec cette rotation des bras. And then exhale. And take your arms down. Okay, now we're going to take your brick for Utkatasana against the wall. And take your brick between your thighs as high as you can and your feet as close together as you can. So for those who can have their feet touching, feet a foot and a half away from the wall. Back completely to the wall, tailbone, buttocks down the wall. Those who need their belts for around their wrists, check. Inhale and take your arms up. And your arms with thumbs can only touch the wall if you're not arching. So back towards the wall. Now roll those thighs in. Squeeze that brick, Mariah. Come on. And make sure your knees are parallel to each other. If your knees are going out, rather take your feet a little bit further out and keep the knees level. Slowly slide the buttocks down the wall. Block higher, Romy, for the first one. We do take the block lower later. That's it. Good. There we go. Richard, I'm sure your feet can come closer together. Jennifer, careful, your back shouldn't arch away from the cupboard. It would be better if you had an actual wall. It would be, I know you're probably struggling with where I can see you, but even if you shift your screen to the side, inhale, come up, because I know you can't all stay here forever. Exhale, take your arms down. Emmy, your feet aren't 100% straight. I want your feet even closer together. If, as I said, some of you, because of the structure of your legs, will struggle to have them completely together. But if you are able to have your feet touching, that's where I want them, okay? All right, let's go again. Inhale, take your arms up. Lengthen, stretch those arms, Emmy. Stretch, your back is leaning against the wall. You bent your legs, your back is against the wall. That's it, roll those thighs in, Mariah. Imagine you had a second brick between your knees. Stretch your arms, come on, knees together, feet together. Stretch your arms, Romy. Those are not straight arms. Lift the back of the body. Don't pull faces, just work your arms instead. Breathe. Richard, palms are facing each other. Rotation of your arms, better with the arms, Mariah. But Emmy, those are you. I don't see your neck. It's disappeared. Pull your shoulder blades down and then stretch your arms at the same time. And then there we go. Inhale, pull yourself up, and exhale, come forward. Good. Now, if you need bricks for your hands or a chair or a table, you're going to take it. Now, what we're going to do is we're going to come forward into Uttanasana, but we're not going to drop the legs as we go forward. So you're going to lift the thighs, keep that length, come forward and fingertips onto the floor. And now I want to see the lateral view, because I want to see those of you that are hanging in the back of the legs, how we're going to correct that. So sideways, sideways. Exhale, come forward. That's it. Now, if you can't touch the floor with straight legs, you need something under your hands. So Jennifer, you definitely need to take something underneath your hands. That's it. Good. Now, We want to elongate the legs. You're doing Uttanasana, Mariah. Uttanasana from lateral view. That's it. Good. Okay. Now, I want you to inhale and come up again. Besides Jennifer, who's leaning too far forward, the rest of you who are here live are actually leaning back. And especially with the calf. Now, I'm not the best person to show this because my calves are reasonably kind of well trained and have learned to come in. But we're going to bend the leg slightly. With that bent leg, you're going to suck the center of the calf. First, the calf moves down to the heel and then forward. So almost like your Utkatasana leg. Now, when you stretch the leg, you're not going to push the leg backwards. You're going to take the calf down and the hamstring up. So that by the time you've stretched your legs, the bone, the shin bone and the thigh bone are stacked and not one back and one forward. Off you go. And even you can do this with your hands onto the table, Richard. That's it, Jennifer. Good. So hands on the floor with bent legs to start. So you're not going to keep your legs bent, but I want that you feel that you don't just push the legs backwards. Mariah, the right leg, even the one that I couldn't see on the other side, I could see how it just went flying back instead of up and down. Okay, so if you lose it, you're allowed to bend your legs and start again. You see, Emmy, the temptation to just push the legs backwards to stretch them. And that's when we end up hanging. And then people become afraid to stretch their legs because they're hanging. Overstretching is not stretching. It means you're hanging in the joint. So down with the calf muscle into the heel. Up with the quadricep towards the hip. Little bit better, Romy. Can you feel? It's not so easy. You can't just straighten the leg. Good, Richard. That's it. Breathe. Céline, tu tombes vers l'arrière avec le bassin, en avant. And Jennifer, come backwards with the hips. I want your legs stacked. Your thigh bone over your shin bone. Not forward, not backwards. Good, Emmy. Just lift those kneecaps a little bit more. And then hands onto your hips, or if you're using the table, inhale, step forward to come up. Don't hang in your lumbar, Mariah, when you come up. Keep a little bit more awareness of what's happening in the tailbone as you come up. Okay, well done, good. Okay, so just a little thumbs up. Did you all feel like some difference of how you were stretching your legs? That it was more conscious and that you're aware that a stretch is not this pushing the legs from forward backwards. That is not stretching. That is hanging. So stretching is a two directions, down and up. When we say you want to, where's my belt gone? You want to stretch a piece of string, you want to stretch a piece of fabric, you're not going to push it down, you're going to pull it apart, correct? So it's this movement in the legs, up and down at the same time. Then we open the leg. But if we are hanging, what you guys do is that. You bulge the back of the leg back. You think I'm going to straighten this piece of rope by pushing it backwards. So I want down and up. Okay, now we're going to take that same concept when it comes to Trikonasana. So you're going to go to the right. Now what happens as we go into Trikonasana, you can just watch for a moment. We tend to hang that leg. So you're going to make sure that the weight is not only in the heel, but it's in the ball of the foot also. We're going to bend that leg like we did in Uttanasana. Now to stretch the leg, the calf muscle is going to go down to the heel and towards the shin bone, and the quadricep is going to pull up so that you've got to go slowly and carefully. So by the time my leg is stretched, I haven't hung. I'm not hanging in the leg. I have aligned the leg and opened the leg. And Romy, this is especially for you. When I said on Tuesday I wanted to see you, I wanted to see you for this work. But it goes for everybody. Because the more we practice, the more we tend to hang into the joints. Okay, so jump your feet apart or step your feet apart. Turn your right leg all the way out. You can even keep your hands on your hips for now. because I'm more interested in what's happening in the legs. Now bend the right leg slightly, just a little bit. Romy, bigger distance. Take your back foot back. Celine, beaucoup plus grande distance. Jennifer, bigger distance. Richard, I can't call your names one by one. Take that back foot back and make sure you've got a big enough distance. Back, back. That's it. Now with this leg slightly bent. Knee in line, knee in line. Now lift your toes, Celine, les orteils. That's it. Now do you feel when you lift the toe, how the back of the calf becomes a little bit more engaged towards the shin bone? Now keep that calf muscle towards the shin bone as you pull the quadricep up. So you are not going to let the calf muscle move towards the left. Keep the calf muscle down and towards the right. Down and towards the right. Your toes are lifted only, and not the whole foot, just the toes. So that you keep that, so that you keep the weight on the ball of the foot. Good. Good. Keep going in that way. That's it. Come on, you're working towards straightening your leg now, Romy. We started with the leg bent so that you could soften the calf. But now eventually the leg must straighten. Go to a straight leg. Go to a straight leg, right leg. Careful your hips, Jennifer. Turn your hips to face forward. You see, Romy, what happened at the end? How are you hanging? Yes, don't hang. That's better. It may feel like you're bending your leg, but you're actually not. Now, prepare to go into the pose. Inhale. Now it becomes tricky again, because as we take the weight to the right, we want to hang. But then you keep the calf muscle, that's it, towards the right. Right calf muscle to the right. Right buttock bone to the right. That's it, Richard. Richard, use your table to put your hand on, your chair to put your hand on, whatever you need, that you don't feel like you're hanging and jamming in your hips. And then inhale and come up. And put your hands back on your hips and change sides. Keep your distance. Keep your distance between your feet. Now you can see, look, some of these, online actually has certain advantages, and certain shapes we can see really well. So right now, look how much I'm hanging. Look where my calf muscle is. You can see well with the line of the wall behind me. Now watch me change the shape. Did you see? I didn't bend my leg. There I'm hanging. There I'm not hanging. And it's from the calf and from that buttock, because we want to hang the buttock to the opposite side to go. But we have to keep space. Space in the hip joint, space in the knee joint. All right, so bend that leg slightly. Lift your toes. Mariah, bigger distance. Back foot, outer edge of the back foot. That's it. You've got to lengthen that outer leg. Lengthen the outer leg so you don't hang into the inner knee. Now, calf muscle, Romy. That's it, towards the shin bone. Pull up the quadricep. So for you also, Jennifer, this is going to help the knee, that you don't hang in the knee, learning to stretch the leg properly. Okay, good. There we go, Mariah. Good, at least with the front leg. That's it, Emmy. Now, straight leg, Romy. We've worked all the way to straight leg. But don't just hang, don't just hang. And now inhale, stretch your arms. Exhale, don't just go too fast. Keep the left buttock towards the left heel. Left calf muscle towards the shin bone as you come into Trikonasana. So the back of your leg should feel light, that you haven't just hung all the weight of the pose into the back of the leg. Back of the leg is light and the weight is in the outer edge of your right foot. Right foot, Mariah. Inhale and pull yourself up. Turn your feet forward, step or jump, feet together. Tadasana. Good. Okay, let's see, I'm either too high or too low. All right, well done. Okay, so is everybody, even if you're struggling to get it, are you all clear on what it is that I'm trying to ask you to do? Yes, maybe. Jennifer, yes, okay. Romy? So, clear. Okay, wonderful. Okay, so let's go one more time to really instill it that you don't forget. Inhale, line jump, nice big distance, because you can't go down if you don't have the space. Then turn, right leg all the way out. Hands on your hips again for a moment. We're going in the same way, slight bend. Ball of the foot strongly to the floor, toes lifted. Now that helps you to feel where the calf muscle is. Keep that calf muscle towards the shin bone. Keep the buttock bone towards the heel as you straighten the leg. A sense of lightness and openness in the back of the legs. Then stretch the arms. Stretch arms. Richard, if you're hanging like this, I know your hips are not where they need to be. That's better. Inhale, exhale. Now don't let the right buttock just crunch the tailbone. Keep the right buttock to the right heel, right calf to the right shin. Come on, Mariah. Your buttock is moving to the back of the rib. Take it with the direction your arm is going. Good, Romy. Much better. And then inhale, come up. Turn your feet forward. Line jump feet together. So sorry, what I had wanted to do for the second side, but you know what? You all actually were doing it so well there that I'm glad I didn't use the block. But for people like Romy, Mariah a little bit, you can always put that block behind the calf. So if you have a block, just to try, it doesn't matter if you don't, you're all doing it very well, better than you were earlier. But if you place a block in the calf, then you can feel you can't hang so much in the leg. So your block is at an angle. Off you go, and you're going to do on the left, whether you have a block or not, you will do accordingly, okay? Now, that leg still shouldn't bend, Mariah. The block isn't to bend the leg. It's just to give a direction to the calf muscle. And you still have to pull up the front of the leg. That actually shows you how much you cheat to stretch your leg. Because if you can't stretch your leg with the block, it means you've been doing it by hanging instead of lifting. Okay, so your leg is still straight. You can see my leg. It's not easy to straighten it, but I'm straightening it. Come on, Emmy. You have to move a little bit the side of the body. Everything is stuck. Let the spine go. Let the spine extend. Emmy, take your hand lower down. Breathe. That's it, Romy. Good. And then inhale and come up. C'est bien, Céline. Le bord de boost un peu plus long, mais avec les jambes, c'était bien. Step or jump your feet together without knocking yourself on your brick. Okay, good. Well done. Uttanasana. So, Romy, did you feel how that brick behind your calf protected the back of your knee? Okay, so if any time you feel the knee, then you're going to use the brick, okay? Uttanasana, feet apart. The rest of you, come forward. Everybody, come forward. Now, don't forget about everything that we've done. Exactly. If you feel you hanging in the back of your knee, don't be shy to bend the leg for a moment. Now, remember I showed you the rope. Down and up. Pull back with your top thighs, Richard. Your legs should be perpendicular to the floor. Perpendicular to the floor. Céline, c'est toujours un peu en arrière. Romy also, that's it. Come forward. Good, Jennifer. Feel how your leg is completely different now to the first time you went forward. Very good. Breathe. And then inhale and come up and take your brick again. Take your brick again. This time, or your book, because your book can work for this one. Now, it's not above the knee. It is the very center of the inner knee. So my seam of my pants, that point, it's not in front, it's not behind. Often people put it behind, especially if you tend to have too much of an outward rotation, which I know some of you do. So you have to make sure that it's in the middle. Then where your feet have to be stacked, not out. So make sure that there is an alignment in the legs and that the brick is very carefully placed in the center of the inner knee and you're using the wall, okay? Back to the wall, feet a foot and a half away from the wall. Utkatasana again, this time with the brick between the knees. Inhale, take your arms up. Exhale, slide down. Now you can watch which leg is stronger. Can you see? Some of you are doing like this little wavy movement down. Come straight down. Feet further away from the cupboard, Jennifer. Feet further away from the cupboard. That's better. Now, this is an amazing pose with the brick between the knee for the knee. It's strengthening, stabilizing, mobilizing all at the same time. Come on, Emmy, stretch those arms and squeeze. Well, like you want to crush that brick. Your feet are too wide apart, Romy, and they're not even straight. That's it, Céline. Très bien. And then inhale and pull yourself up with your arms. Exhale, take your arms down. Okay, we're going to do that again. But first, now those of you with a big book, you'll just have to place the book that it can hold, because obviously you can't put it sideways. But those of you with a wooden brick, your brick is going to be not the long wise, not narrow, but the middle width between your knees. And you're going to come into Uttanasana with the brick between your knees. Now, we're going to add. So we've got up and down, and now, once we've got the up and down of the leg, now we can take the inner knees back. The inner knees back. Pull that brick backwards. Off you go. Uttanasana. Heels down, buttocks up, and that brick backwards. Higher up with the brick, Romy. It's really between the knees. It's not above, it's not below, it's between the bony part of the knees. There we go. That's it. Keep going, Jennifer. That's good, because you need to strengthen those knees as well. Make them stable. That's it. Très bien, Céline. Les fessiers un peu plus en avant. Good, Richard. See how that makes your legs stronger. Much better with your legs, Amy. Can you feel the whole lightness and structure of your leg has changed? And then inhale, come up. Good. Very good. So, for example, Emmy, you were struggling to get the legs to feel solid, to feel steady earlier. Now, did you see with the brick how it gave a different kind of structure? Now, it's not that every time you have to use the brick, but there's got to be some kind of imprint that then you take forward into the other poses. All right. Now we can do one more Utkatasana with the brick between the knees. So now it changes, not the middle width, the narrowest width. Please look at your feet. Don't do it with your feet going out. Feet are straight. Thighs are rolling in. What I saw happening with some of you is that you went down like you skiing. You're not skiing, okay? You want to go straight down without this wavering movement from side to side and crush that brick. So off you go, arms up. Feet as close as they can be, Jennifer. Feet closer together. Feet closer together. That's it. Good with your arms, Richard. Breathe. Good. A narrower position between your knees, Mariah. Turn the brick 90 degrees. So that's what we did previously. Narrow, one with the narrowest width. That way, that way. That's it. The rest of you, press the back of your body to the wall. Squeeze the brick as if you want to make it flat. The rest of you, inhale, come up. Mariah, just a moment longer. Come on, both legs equally strong. So you're at a slight angle, but I have the impression that your left side is pushing stronger than your right. So make sure both sides are pushing equally. And then inhale and come up. Are you okay, Romy? Okay, good. All right, now, Prasarita Padottanasana. Now, I want you again to look, because obviously you can get that we're looking at not hanging anywhere in the legs. Now, when we take the legs wide apart, there's a tendency, look at my outer legs, to hang. Can you almost see like I'm making a slight X, which I do not want to see. Now, remember when you had the brick between your legs when you went forward, that lightness, that lift? You have to have it here, that the inner knee doesn't suddenly hang. Remember how that brick held that inner knee? You're going to hold it. And the outer leg is going to stretch. And I want you to feel that you make this outer leg full, not empty. So you're going to come into hands onto the floor. And then from the side, first you're going to lift the buttocks. Then you're going to pull them to their respective heels. So that movement, it's like this an elliptical extension of the outer legs into the heels. And we're keeping the hands on the floor, and we're only staying in phase 1 today. So I want you to face forward if you can. I showed you from the side just to show you the buttocks lifting, but I'm going to get a better view of the knees from this forward position. So turn to face forward, Jennifer. That's it, hands on your hips. Okay, so already in this position, can you feel the tendency to hang into the hips, to hang into the knees? Okay, so now pull the legs out, inner legs out, inner knees out, outer edges of your feet, cut them into the floor. Good. Inhale, lift. Exhale, come forward without hanging. That's good, Romy. I can see you working. Yes, it's hard work. Don't do it so hard that you cramp. It's intense. Make it intense, not hard. Okay, keep breathing. Fingertips to the floor. Reach your feet a little bit wide apart if your hips can manage it, but don't force. And don't pull faces. Breathe and relax. Come on, Mariah. This is really important for you. Now, don't slip. It's your outer feet have to hold to the floor. So feel, is the right outer foot, left outer edge of the foot equally to the floor? The side that you don't feel the foot, you know that that whole leg is hanging more if you don't feel the outer foot. Feel the firmness in your inner knees. That's it, Celine. More. Lift the inner knees away like you did when you had the brick between your knees. Obviously, we don't have a brick this wide. Otherwise, we would use it. Okay, good. Now, you're not coming up without first preparing to come up. Suck the entire weight of the pose into the center of the inner thighs. Hold it there so there's no hanging in your knees. Hold it there, hands onto your hips, and inhale, slowly come up from your tailbone. Don't hang, Jennifer. Did you feel how you started to hang into your knees the last little bit? Then heel, toe, and step your feet together. So this, you can come closer to the screen to see. This, earlier on, I showed the center of the knee where the brick was. Now I'm talking about the center of the inner thigh, not the front, not the outer, not the back, the center of the inner thigh. It's called a biomechanical action. Biomechanical is not an action that you can actually do, but you make as if. That making as if creates a special state. So when we make as if, we suck all the way to the pose into these inner points of the thighs and hold it there, it takes the weight off the knees. It takes the weight off the lumbar. And that means we can come in and out of the pose without jamming anything, without hanging anywhere. So this biomechanical action of sucking the weight into the inner thighs is going to protect knees, hips, lumbar, okay? Got it? So that is always remembered for when you come up. Because, for example, Jennifer, you started off well, and as you were almost up, I saw your legs kind of give, and that means that you also lost that point. All right, good. Now, come onto your back. Have a blanket, nicely, neatly folded blanket, no names in particular when I say that to everybody. Neatly folded blanket. I see some people smiling because they know that I might be speaking about them, but I don't want to pick on anybody. More than necessary. Okay, good. Now, we're going to do Chaturpadasana. If you can't reach with your hands, you can take a belt for around your feet. But in this Chaturpadasana, I want you to remember what we did. So you are going to push, use the belt if you need. You are going to keep your feet parallel. You are going to lift the shin bones. You're going to imagine there's still a brick between your knees, so your legs can't fly. Thighs are rolling in, feet are straight, and you push your heels down, and you lengthen your calf muscles down so that you can lift the hips and the shoulders up. And you roll, roll, roll onto your shoulders. Okay? Legs, knees stay parallel. Hands are around your ankles or holding the belt. Off you go. Prepare yourself. We're all going to go together. Inhale. Your head is on the floor, Romy. Head is on the floor, shoulders on the blanket. Okay, inhale, exhale, and up. Roll onto your shoulders, Jennifer. Come on, you need to lift your hips and roll. Now, heels down, calf muscles down, Mariah, and shin bones up. There we go. Calf muscles down, heels down, shin bones up. Then keep your legs parallel. Come on, Richard, your tailbone is hanging. Lift, 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 and release. Slowly roll, vertebra by vertebra. Don't collapse in one kind of heap. Okay. Jennifer, don't you have your belt cord or your string that you can put around your ankles? If you do, it's going to help you. So you want to have this cord not too far. Romy, yours is a little bit far and there wasn't enough like traction. So hold close. And then to lift up, you have to roll onto your shoulders. If you don't roll onto your shoulders, you can't lift. And I don't want the shins collapsing. If you lift the shins, look how it changes the whole structure. But how do we lift the shins if the calves and the heels don't go down? It's not possible. So we have to have those opposite actions in the lower leg. So let's go again. Chatushpadasana. Hold around your front ankles, either with your hands or the belts. Prepare yourself, use your breath. Inhale, exhale up. And as you go up, roll onto your shoulders. Roll, roll, roll. Keep your thighs rolling in. Mariah, don't let your knees fly apart from each other. Imagine the brick is still between them. Allez, Céline, beaucoup plus. Lift the shin bones, le tibia monte, le mollet descend, les talons descendent. Céline, encore. Et encore 1000 fois. Voilà, ça commence. That's it, Mariah. Better on the side. Good, Emmy. Keep on going with those shin bones. Don't hang. Lift, lift, lift. Roll onto your shoulders more, Jennifer. Otherwise, it's better. Emmy, don't puff your stomach up. Relax your abdomen and slowly come down. And relax. Relax your arms, relax your legs. We're going to do it one more time. I know your thighs might be feeling tired, but it is coming a little bit better. So we've made a big improvement between the first to the second. Now, this is your last chance, okay? Everything together now. Thighs, hips, shoulders, breath, and don't puff up the abdomen. So, Celine, il faut monter ses tibias, beaucoup. Je veux que les tibias sont perpendiculaires. So I'm sure it doesn't matter whether you're French or English, you can understand. Tibia means shin bone, and perpendicular is just slightly different pronunciation, okay? So I don't want, what I mean by that is that your shin bones shouldn't be hanging down. You see there, that's the wrong position of the shin bones. See, I have to lift, 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 lift the shin bones. They shouldn't hang. And that again is also going to protect the knee. So if you can't lift the shin bones to be perpendicular, that means take a belt for today. All right, let's go. Everybody preparing themselves. Inhale. Exhale, feet closer to you, Jennifer. I want a little bit more compact, feet closer. Now roll onto your shoulders as you lift. Inhale, exhale, lift. Richard, the blanket is supposed to be under your shoulders and your head on the floor, not head on the blanket. Lift. Come on, Emmy. Lift. Keep going with your shin bones. Up with the shin bones to the knee, down with the calf muscles and the heels to the floor. Then that grounding in the heels helps you to lift the hips. And then the lifting of the hips gives you space to roll onto the shoulders, Jennifer, which we'll get, if we don't get this week, we'll get next week and next month. C'est un petit peu mieux, Celine, and then come down. Good. Okay. Well done. Mariah, big difference between your first one and that last one. All right, come and sit, simple cross legs, go forward. Richard, you can sit on your chair and go forward onto the, with your feet in this position, onto the chair. You're going to go Baddha Konasana. That's only for Richard, and you go forward, you know, onto your chair, more up than forward. The rest of you are going forward, simple cross legs, and slowly come forward. Have a support for under your head and under your buttocks if you need. Yoga Madrasana in Swastikasana. Now don't let have your feet underneath your knees, Romy, so that your knees aren't getting crushed. Richard, you sit on the chair, on the edge of the chair. And then you go onto the wall with your hands or onto the table with your hands. Cross your legs, Jennifer. Also for you, Jennifer, on your chair, sit on the edge of the chair, and you can even keep your legs at a right angle. Jennifer, the rest of you come up and change the cross of your legs. Jennifer, just come and look quickly by the screen. You can go onto your sofa with your hands or onto a wall. You'll just sit with your legs right angle and come forward. Oh, excuse me. Okay. All right. So come on, Richard, lift and go. I want a sense of space, not that you are sunken into your hips, that you're making space. Doesn't matter what variation of what you're doing right now, a sense that the hips are releasing, the lumbar is releasing, buttocks relaxing. So you find that's it, like that. Better, Jennifer. Bring your feet a little bit more underneath your knees. So no, not closer together. Hip wide or even wider is good. Sit more on the edge of your chair if you can, Jennifer. Okay, inhale, slowly come up. That's it. There we go. Good. So Jennifer, that chair's a tiny bit high because your thighs aren't parallel to the floor, but at least you're getting an idea of what it is. Okay, and everybody come and lie on your back in Shavasana. Shavasana, corpse pose. If your back is feeling sensitive for any reason, you can put your legs on your chair unless you're menstruating. The last pose we did is not ideal when you have your period, but we just did a little bit, and sometimes to kind of open the chest and lift it at least creates a bit of lightness. So it's not like it wouldn't fall under menstrual cycle, but every now and again to do something where you just open and lift. The only thing you don't want to do is you don't want to overstretch the abdomen. Okay, so cover your eyes with a belt or something if the light is hitting your eyes. Cover yourself with a blanket and put your socks and everything on if you're cold. And then release your arms away from the sides of your body. Jennifer, when you're ready, you can come and lie on the floor also. And let go completely. Let yourself sink into the earth. Let go your legs. So this may be a short class, but we're focused and it's intense. So let your legs drop now. From the root of your legs, drop your legs into the earth. From the root of your arms, drop your arms away from the sides. That's it, palms of the hands facing the ceiling, but not from the hands, from the shoulders. Now, all together at the same time, drop your legs, drop your arms, and go the limbs from the root of both arms, both legs together, drop. Drop your arms, drop your legs into the earth. Exhale, let go completely. Let go your whole body. Let the bones of your body rest into the earth. The bones of your body are earth elements in yoga, so let what is of the earth feel like it returns to the earth, releases into the earth. Now, also, since these are short classes, these are also short shavasanas, but sometimes that's a way in which we can trick a little bit the ego and the mind to let go. It's only for a moment, so you might as well let go. Just 3 or so more deep exhalations where you let go completely. Surrender completely. For one more moment, just let yourself be. And when you're ready, come back to your inhalations. Those of you who want to stay a bit longer, no coming up like a jack in the box. You come back slowly. On Tuesday morning, I said, I don't want kind of zombies lifting straight up. You roll to the side. You come back to the wall slowly, like a flower opening. Turn to the floor to sit up. Keep the sense of quietness. Keep the sense that there's a sense of space within you, a sense of connection within you. Don't catapult yourself out into the outer world. We have to find a balance. How do we interact with the outer world while still keeping that sense? And if we jump out of Shavasana too quickly, we lose that sense of connection. Okay, coming to sit, those who are ready to stay in Shavasana, those of you who want to, join your hands. Namaste. Have a good evening, a good day, a good morning, depending on where you are and what time you're doing this class, for those of you doing the recording. And please, a reminder to those of you doing the recording, please send me feedback. Also, Romy, thank you so much for your email. It was just wonderful. I'm very touched by what you said. Send you all lots of love and see you tomorrow. Okay, well, at least those of you who can make it. I understand not everybody can, but it would be great to see you tomorrow if you can make it. Okay, lots of love, everyone. Bye. Oh, Jennifer, don't forget to send me your number so I can WhatsApp you. Okay, bye.